Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your travel god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a Tuesday evening, getting close to Tuesday night video, right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down there inside of my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. Share the video all over the internet, follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Leave a comment on the video if you like. If you leave stupid comments, go fuck yourself, you're gonna get blocked, and you can go cry to whoever. And that's it. But you're gonna leave stupid comments, like I said, you're gonna get blocked, and if you don't like that, then go cry to somebody. Bitch. That's that. And don't forget to share the video with your friends and everybody else, and also please hit that bell, turn on all notifications, so you don't miss the next one, because if you miss anything, you pretty much suck. And you're SOL. And you better know what that means by now, and if you don't know, look it up. And if you're here for the first time, welcome to the party, pal. Sit back, relax, grab that cold one, and enjoy the show. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, not a big intro, right now, but this is video number 2 on your, now, 2 for Tuesday, May the 27th, 2025. Check out my tribute to Rick Derringer, the man who made and sang Hulk Hogan's great hit theme song, Real American. He passed away today at the age of 77. Don't know the cause of death yet, but I did my tribute to him on my Metal Guard channel. Link is down below in the gobbledygook. I had to cut out the first minute of it because I got copyrighted, so I cut out the little tribute, brother. So, but it is what it is. So you see, you hit the video, you don't see me, and then I just like transform, I teleport right into the video. So I got nice editing skills. So it's good. We got that. Alright, we got NXT coming up in just a little bit. So, before we get to NXT, and we're going to start the show off with Ethan Page and Absolute Ricky Starks for the North American title. That's going to kick off the show. We got Tatum Paxley and Jada Parker tonight. We also got Stephanie Vercurr, who retained her NXT Women's title over Jordynne Grace. She's going to be, once again, putting that belt up on the line against Jacy Jayne, who most likely will get into a big fight with Fallon Henley, who will probably cost her tonight. So Stephanie's going to retain. And then, well, we'll see what happens with her, as she got some good friends from Mexico going after her. That's Dalise and Chick Tormento, who might be coming for her title at Worlds Collide next Saturday afternoon. So we got that. What else do we got? We got Trick Willie, the new TNA World Champion. He will grace us with our presence tonight. Oh, he's got a lot to say. And, Mike Santana's making his NXT debut tonight against Tavion Heights of Catchpoint 3.1. So that should be fun. And then maybe we'll see Mike Santana at the end of the show, or whenever Trick Willie comes out. I don't think we'll see Joe Hendry, but, well, I know we said his name, he won't appear, but sometimes we say his name and he won't appear, he doesn't appear. So, that means we don't believe in Joe Hendry that much, but, it is what it is. So, lots of things to talk about tonight on NXT, as is the ultimate, well, pre-ultimate to ultimate go-home show. Next week is the go-home show before Worlds Collide, and then, that's it. We get that. So, more matches will be announced for Worlds Collide. We already know El Hijo de Vikingo will take on Chad Gable. That should be fun. And then we got that 6-man tag team match with some of the AAA luchadors. Who are they facing? I forget who they face. But yeah, so we got Dr. El Hijo, the Dr. Wagner Jr., so he'll be there, Psycho Clown, and another guy. I think they're taking on, I forget. But, yeah, so we'll get a little bit more of the card finalized. Probably have like 5-6 matches. Not going to have a big, huge card, but who knows? Who knows? It's an NXT versus AAA Worlds Collide card. starting at 3 p.m. So that's going to go right into Money in the Bank. So, which is the same, basically the same day, but it's at night, at 7 o'clock. And that's going to go to about 10, 11 o'clock. So, but both shows are in LA at different arenas. Worlds Collide is going to be at the Kia Forum, and Money in the Bank is at the Staples Center, or the Intuit Dome. Not even a dome, basically. It's not just a fucking place. But it is what it is. Alright, so we'll talk about that probably later or tomorrow. Most likely tomorrow. I got other things to do. I got my Raw review to do. I got another video to do about WWE screwing up All In weekend with NXT, the next NXT pay-per-view after Worlds Collide. That's going to be NXT, the Great American Bash, July the 12th. And that's going to be at the same time as All In. So Tony Khan is not happy. When is he ever happy? But Hunter, once again, and they're going to be doing this a lot, I heard. Now, I read on Ringside News that WWE is going to be, kind of countering AEW pay-per-views weekends. That's not good for Tony Khan, because he's not going to have any viewers. So the buy rate goes down the toilet. Even for a big show like All In, or All Out, or Forbidden Door is going to be crazy. Well, we get that. Alright, but we'll talk about that later. Right now, I want to give you my little quickie video talking about TNA and Ring of Honor from last Thursday. So it is time for your quick, very quick, and still late and out of date, TNA and Ring of Honor reviews for May 22nd, 2025. Alright, so we're going to start off with Impact, as this was the and I'm going to talk about Under Siege as well, if I can get the stuff up by then, but I mean, we'll see. With that, I'm so unorganized, as I always am with my notes and everything. I forgot to put up my Ring of Honor notes and my Under Siege notes. So yeah, so this might last a little bit into NXT. So, but I had a lot of things to do today, so I just got home from my errand. I got home an hour ago before my errands, so I did my errands, and then I did the Rick Derringer video. So check that out. All right, let's get into the go home show before Under Siege, and then hopefully get the Under Siege results. I'll just read off the results real quick, and that's that. All right. So Impact from May 22nd was at the Brent Event Center once again in Irvine, California. Matthew Waywalt and Tom Phillips at ringside. Let's get into it. All right. So our first match of the night was Mustafa Ali taking on Ace Austin in his final TNA Impact match because his contract expired. TNA not picking it up, so he's a free agent, so he can appear tonight on NXT if he wanted to, or he might go to AEW. We don't know yet. But anyway, it was not a great match. I could have expected way better from these two guys. Tasha Steelz comes out, and kind of gets in the way. He gets involved, and Mustafa Ali pulls Tasha Steelz in front of him like a human shield, and that led to Ali to take out one of Ace Austin's knees again. And then he locks in a knee bar, and sadly, Ace Austin had a tap out. So his final TNA match, I think he was at the pay-per-view as well, but, not the pay-per-view, sorry, Under Siege. It was not a pay-per-view, it was an event. So we got that 7-minute match. Mustafa Ali gets the win, and that's pretty much it. Alright, then we hear from the System, all ready for their match at Under Siege. Or matches, I should say. Look at that. Then we get to my demon assassin, my demon wife, Rosemary, the co-founder of the Prophecy, and that is a fact. She thinks she knows how to push Xia Brookside to the dark side, join us, and has attacked Xia Li, basically. So we got that situation continuing. Alright, then we go to match number 2, the Northern Armory. And that's, Hotch and, no, not Hotch, Williams and I forget who that is, but anyway. Oh no, it's Eric Young and Williams and another guy. No, I take that back. I forget who the Northern Armory. I thought it was Jason Hodge and Skyler, but they're part of Musa Ali's group. But anyway, we get that. Alright, so the Northern Armory with Eric Young at ringside take on the Aztec Warriors, the Laredo Kid, and Kid Icarus. And what's up, match? We come back in, and Laredo Kid plants Icarus, setting up a moonsault, 1, 2, 3. They get the win. So big freaking work. So the Great Hands are Hodge and Skyler, and Northern Armory is Williams and Eric Young, and I forget the other guy's name. But blah 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 blah. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we find out that Xia Brookside is ready to fight Rosemary at Under Siege. I think that was in Monsters Ball. Let me just check my notes. I think they had a match on the show. Maybe not. Maybe I think that was the Monsters Ball match, and once again, the Prophecy takes that big fat L, but, you know, because Xia Brookside cheated. Bitch. No, I shouldn't say it, because she's a darling, she loves me. But I digress. But she will turn to the dark side, eventually. It just takes a little bit of time. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we get to Eddie Edwards taking on some guy named Jake Painter. And we had Cody Deaner, who stole the company on commentary. Alicia Edwards at ringside, of course. And Eddie gets the win in 3.5 fucking minutes. Did I say 3.5 fucking minutes? He gets a little squash win with the Boston Knee Party. And that's it. And we all know Cody Deaner has to win to keep his job. So we get that. Alright, then we get a video for Mance Warner and Stephanie DeLander. And they love violence. Who doesn't? Alright, so we get that. Alright, then we got a First Class AJ Francis, Flop Dollar, and Casey Navarro. They take on the unlikely team of Sami Callihan and Mike Santana. Huh? Okay. O'Shea Jackson on commentary. For what? Because he hates AJ Francis. What else is new? Then we get that. Alright, this was a pretty decent match. A little over 6 minutes. Oh, actually, under 6.5 minutes. AJ cuts off Cactus Driver 97. And then, he has a quick blessing in the skies. By Casey Navarro. He gets the pin on Sami Callihan. And, so First Class gets the win. And I did not like it. And we moved on with that. Alright, then we're going to look at Trick Willie and Joe Hendry performing on NXT last Tuesday. That was epic, by the way. I ain't backing down from no average Joe. I ain't backing down from no average troll. Because the trolls are a bunch of fucking assholes. No, I'm not saying. I made that up. Wait, moving on. Alright, so we saw that. Alright, then Gia Miller is hosting a debate between with his daughter Ariana Grace and Robbie E. Robert Stone, who comes out with Alicia Fox, otherwise known as her real name, Victoria Crawford. Santino talks about how he came to TNA 2 years ago. No one in his family has ever had political power before. Robbie E. showed up a couple weeks ago, started messing in his business, which shouldn't be happening. So Robbie E. Says Santino has not made TNA a better place. That's a lie. And Santino doesn't belong in wrestling. So Robbie E. is going to face Santino. The winner is the official authority figure of TNA. So I think that's going to happen at I don't know what else happened. I think it's happening at Against All Odds. I think. Anyway, moving on. So he says, Robbie E's like, I'm going to fire the losers and make a lot of money. Santino calls him stupid, which he is, and says, I do what the people want. And then Tessa Blanchard goes after Ariana Grace, but then Masha Slamovich, the TNA World Knockouts champion, I should say, comes in for the save. And then Tessa is powerbombed onto a table, which does not break, with Ariana helping. So, I am the table! and then a running Death Valley driver onto the table, which still doesn't break. Well, where did they get these fucking tables from? Japan? But most likely, Japanese table! Alright, so we got that. Let me move on with that. Alright, then Matt Cardona reveals that Steve Maclin is not medically cleared for Under Siege after that hellacious dog collar match with him and Eric Young where he retained the Intercontinental title. So, Matt Cardona tells Santino that he wants that he should be named the interim Intercontinental Champion. So Santino's like, no. Steve Maclin will be cleared for next week, so the title match is on for this coming Thursday. And then, we'll see what happens with that. Moving on. Alright. Then we see Spitfire. They're ready to put their careers on the line at Under Siege, which they lost to the Knockouts Tag Team Champions. That's the Elegance team of Ash and Heather. And so they are officially broken up. So my girl Danny Luna and Jody Threat, goodbye. Multiple time knockout champions. Get them out. I love both of them, but time to move on. Alright, so we'll see what happens again. Speaking of Spitfire, they take on Vipress and Maserati. We've seen them before, not so much in TNA, but in AEW. Spitfire gets the win with a quick pressure drop on Vipress in 5 minutes. So, Spitfire gets the win, but then, sadly, they lost at Under Siege, and they have to, sadly, break up. Sucks. Alright, move on. Alright, then Broken Matt Hardy! Yes! Wonderful! He comes out and explains team chemistry to his tag team partner, Leon Slater, because Jeff Hardy cannot go to Canada. And they fought the Nemeth brothers, Dolph Ziggler and, Ryan and Nick Nemeth, and lost in that teenage tag team title match. So Matt's trying to teach chemistry to Leon Slater and thinks they could gel. And they did pretty well. It was okay. Look at that. Alright, then we get Under Siege Rundown. And then we go to Elijah and Joe Hendry teaming up against the System of Brian Myers and the X Division champion, Moose. This was a pretty good 14-minute match. Fandango gets involved. Why not? Because he's part of the System. And gets him some choking on the floor. Brian Myers grabs another broken chin lock. Then we get a release. Rock bottom gives Moose a near fall. But we're getting to the end. Joe Hendry and Moose knock each other down. And then Elijah hits the Highwayman's Farewell on Brian Myers. 1, 2, 3. So Elijah and Joe Hendry get the win. And then after the match, Frankie Kazarian runs in and jumps the winners. But then Elijah comes back with a guitar shot to the head. Ding dong. You're done. And then Trick Willie is seen. And he's not very pleased. But he wins the TNA title at NXT Battleground. So, now the roster is pissed. Well, most of them, except for Tommy Dreamer and like one other guy. I think Gil Kim or somebody like that. Like, oh, good trick. Yeah, you're your champ. I'm like, oh, okay. Alright, so we get that. And that ends that. Alright, really quickly, I'm going to try to get to Ring of Honor. If I can. If my notes would load on time, that'd be real nice. Where's my Ring of Honor notes? Oh, here it is. I have to click on the thing. Alright. Oh, that came up quick. Sometimes it takes a while. Anyway, hold on. Let me just shut my window. I want to hear my neighbor. I want my neighbor to hear me screaming up like a complete maniac. He doesn't care, but, I gotta keep it down. Keep it down, because I have a little bitty bambino at home. So I'm gonna keep it down. Anyway. Alright, so Ring of Honor emanated from the Masonic Temple Theater, a lovely theater in Detroit, that's Detroit Rock City, in Detroit, Michigan. Ian Rick are boring, and the Pasta, my good friend, the Pasta, Caprice Coleman. If I don't do that, Caprice Coleman yells at me. So. He does. Because he follows me on Twitter. Look at that. Alright, so this was a pretty good show. We're still heading towards Supercard in July. Alright, so we started with Athena, who we haven't seen in a long time. She's not happy enough to make jokes at the moment. She's like, I'm not making any jokes anymore. I'm serious now. So she gets to the point and she enters her so-called best friend Billy Starkz in the women's pure title tournament. Whenever that starts. Anyway, moving on with that. Alright, and basically no one can interfere to help her. So for once, do your job and come home. Basically, that's what she tells Billy Starkz. I'm not gonna come out and interfere for you, so do your job, win the women's pure title, and bring it back home to me, basically. To us, the family, the minions, or whatever they want to call themselves. Alright, so we get that. We get the opening sequence, run down the card. First match out of the gate, the problem solver Marina Shafir takes on Lady Luck, who needed a lot of luck to beat Marina, and sadly she did not. 4-minute match, Marina locks her in the mother's milk, once, and Lady Luck tapped out really quick. And that's that. We move on. Alright, NXT is just, went on the air. We are live from the Performance Center, not the Capitol Wrestling Center. Because, we'll get that next week, I think, but we'll see. Alright, we're going to start with Ethan Page and Ricky Starks for the North American title, but we're probably going to have a long-as-fuck Battleground recap with Trick Willie wins the title and all that other shit. So we'll see what happens with that. Alright, showtime, folks. Yeah, recap time. Alright, so we get that. So Marina Shafir gets the win over Lady Luck with Mother's Milk. We move on with that. Match number 2, El Gringo Loco takes on Blake Christian with Lee Johnson at ringside. Was an okay match. Lasted over 8.5 minutes. Got a pump handle pile driver. It was loaded up and it gets broken up. Blake Christian hits a 619 to the ribs. Ow. And then he hits a poison rana. Then the vanilla choke zero. Hey, vanilla Coke Zero tastes pretty damn good. I want one now. I want one right about now, but I can't go out right now. Maybe tomorrow I'll go buy one. Anyway, so he locks in the Vanilla Choke Zero and finishes off El Gringo Loco in a pretty good match. Very good match. Actually, damn pretty good. Not great, but good. He's good, yeah. So we get that. Alright, then we're going to look at Billy Starkz winning the Women's TV title tournament about a year or so ago. So, we'll see. Billy Starkz can win the Women's Pure title. And we'll move on with that. Alright, match number 3. Queen Aminata, the one and only, in a Pure Rules match. So a little bit of a preview of what the women will go through for the Pure Rules tournament. She takes on AK-47 Allison Kay. And as you always, Allison Kay never wins a match in Ring of Honor, which is sad. They trade strikes to phase. Allison Kay's big kick is in the fall, and then Queen Aminata headbutts her down, ties her up, and then basically Allison Kay just tapped out. Like, okay. 6-minute match. We get that. Alright, then we get the Professor, Serena Deeb, coming out. And she's tired of coming to Ring of Honor and never winning anything in a long time. And now she has heard about the Pure Rules title, the Women's Pure Rules title, and knows that it is tailor-made for her, you think. And she's done waiting and being patient, is going to win because the tournament is hers and the title is hers to win. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Serena Deeb and Billy Starkz in the finals at Supercard, but I mean, we'll see what happens with that. Alright, then we got a double or nothing rundown. Not that we needed that, but okay. Alright, then we go to Barbaro. Oh, I'm gonna have these goddamn luchadors. Barbaro Cavernario, Hichesero, I know you. Volador Jr., I know you too. They take on Atlantis Jr., the former TV champion, Neon, and Fuego. Not Fuego del Sol, his name is now Fuego. I thought I'd get rid of him. Anyway. There's my girl Jasmine Nix. Where have you been? Oh wait, don't answer that. She's been in my bedroom and I let her go today. You know, after a good, good smackdown, I let her go down. I was like, oh, you can go down to NXT again. So Jasmine joins back up with Fallon and JC Jane, and JC's got that NXT Women's Title match against La Primera Stephanie Vercoeur. Alright, now we got security at ringside. I think I see, Troy Yearwood as one of the security guards again. And, who's this? Is this Ethan Page? Or was that Ricky Starks music? Oh, it's Ricky Starks, okay. I thought we were going to start off with, like, something else, but we're going to start off with the North American title. Ricky Starks taking on Ethan Page for the North American title. I think Ricky will retain. I don't know why we have security guards out there. It's not a lumberjack match or some weird rules match or something like that. I just don't get why the security guards are out there. I know that guy. I've got his name. He's like, get in the ring, asshole. And the security guard's like, get in the ring, asshole. Like, he told me, I'm like, what'd you say? I'll get in the ring when please. Tranquilo. Fool. I'll give you a Gilly cutter, you son of a bitch. Anyway, moving on. Alright, so we got that. Alright, this was a pretty good luchador match. Lucha Libre! You got a running springboard splash, hits raised knees, by Cavernario. Tried that, and Atlantis Jr. got his knees up. And then a Canadian Destroyer plants Mr. Cavernario, and then an Eddie Guerrero frog splash gives Atlantis Jr. the win in 8 minutes. So, pretty good Lucha Libre match from CMLL. Why not? Why not? Alright, we got that. Why did my notes go over that? Alright, so I got that. And that was it! Wow, 4 matches on Ring of Honor? Maybe Tony Khan didn't have enough cocaine to put up a card this Thursday night. Well, last Thursday night on Ring of Honor TV. Alright, so Ethan Page is in the ring. Gotta love it. I think Ethan Page is going to lose this match and go to the main roster. Yeah, we'll see. Alright, so as far as TNA and Ring of Honor goes, TNA was pretty decent, 6.5 out of 5 stars. Ring of Honor, a solid 6, because it was 4 matches, boring as it is. Oh, they're about to go at it right before the big match intros. Get out of there, Mike Rome. And then the referees and security has to stop it. Now the referee talks to Mike Rome and basically says the match starts right now. Oh, okay. So no big match intro, and the match just starts and they just start beating the fuck out of each other. It should have been in a cage. Just saying, because they're fighting almost everywhere. You know, security can't stop them, so the only logical thing would have been a cage, but, you know, he was too stupid to make the match. Alright, so we get that. Alright, okay. Now I'm gonna go to Under Siege really quickly to run down those. Where's my Under Siege thing? Oh, here we go. I keep forgetting where I put my notes. I have to go into my files and I can't find it. Alright. And now we're gonna wait till it loads. There we go. Alright, so let's go to Under Siege real quick, which was from the CAA Center in Brampton, Ontario, Canada, where with this week's tapings, this last weekend's tapings were, and we're going to see the next 2 weeks of tapings on TNA TV, or Impact TV on Access for this week and I believe next week. And then I think they're going, we got more tapings after that. But anyway, moving on. Alright, so on the Tom Hannafin and Matthew Waywalt once again on commentary. So we kick off the show on the kickoff show, we got Rosemary once again going at it with Xia Brookside. I thought this was Monsters Ball. Obviously, it was not. So they went at it again, and Rosemary was beating the crap out of Xia Brookside for a while. Goes for As Above, So Below. You know, probably a great band in this moment. You gotta love it. Great song, but great video, too. That gets broken up. Rosemary hits a second spear, because she hit one before. Then she grabs a staple gun. Oh, we're getting violent. I love it. Makes me fucking... So referee's like, no, no, no. Hey, you can't take away our staple gun. Fuck you, referee. So Rosemary whips out a belt. Smack that. Treat her like we're in high school. Not high school, kindergarten. Is that Gabe Kidd? Is he one of the referee? No, that's not him. Who are these guys? Oh, Ava Raine just came out. As security came out again to stop this shit. And now what's Ava Raine saying? She's going over to Corey Graves in commentary. Because the whole match broke down again and Alright, so Ava Raine basically told commentary we need a clear winner in this match, so they can do whatever the fuck they want now. I assume with rules. This ref can't do anything. I don't even think this match is going to have a clear winner at all. Until the end of the night, maybe. Who knows? But they're going buck wild on that bitch tonight. It's just crazy. I don't even know if they're at the Performance Center, because it looks like the Capitol Wrestling Center. Who knows? Who cares? But it is what it is. So we got that. So, this match is crazy, and Ava Raine had to come out and say, we need a winner! Yeah, sure, we're gonna get a winner. Right. Alright, we get that. Alright, so the referee takes away the staple gun. Rosemary's like, oh, we don't need no staple gun. She takes out a belt, and goes to whip Xia like a government mule, but Xia comes back with a DDT. Then she grabs the belt and starts whipping Rosemary right in front of the referee. Can't do that. We win. So the Prophecy gets the win via disqualification. Hey, a win is a win. I'll take it. We'll take it. Alright, so we get that, and then, let me get my notes back. And that's pretty much it. I thought I heard something like Rosemary and Xia Brookside or Xia Li in a Monsters Ball match. And you know, with TNA fucking over Rosemary so much, and the Prophecy, Rosemary's gonna lose that. It's just a matter of time. Even if we lose Monsters Ball, we're just fine. Xia Brookside's gonna turn heel and join Rosemary eventually. We'll turn you, little pretty! Move on. Alright, then we get an opening video looking at some of the matches, including stars like Cody Deaner. Huh? Cody Deaner's a star? Since when? They talk about the Jeff Hardy dude, who's not there because he can't go to Canada. Sucks for him. And Trick Willie! Shamu. We got that. Alright, so we start off Under Siege with Mike Santana taking on Flop Dollar AJ Francis, but, and there's a but that stinks, AJ comes out on a crutch. It says he has a severe case of turf toe. Really, dude? Then he mocks the Toronto Maple Leafs. Well, I actually like that, because the Maple Leafs suck. They can never win the playoffs. They every year. And then AJ announces that Casey Navarro will take his place. Oh, boy. Alright, so we got Mike Santana and Casey Navarro for the first match. And, Mike Santana tries to spin the block. Because after Mike Santana hits a cannonball for a near fall, he goes to spin the block, and Casey Navarro just collapsed. And Santana's like, I'm not falling for that shit. He hits another spin. He hits spin the block on the second attempt. 1, 2, 3, under 10-minute match, and that's that. Damn, they are going completely berserk on NXT. Booker T just got knocked down. Oh, not knocked down. Vic Joseph got knocked down. Yay! Well, almost. He almost did. He's like holding on to Corey Graves like a little bitch. They're going completely berserk. Wires are all tangled up. Freaking security is still trying to stop this madness. Vic Joseph can't go anywhere. He's like going crazy. Corey Graves almost got slapped. Shit. They're going at it, and Corey Graves like, ah! I'm retired! And the referee's like, hey, get in the ring! Oh! Oh! Oh my God! Ethan Page just hit like a twist of fate onto like an opening of the chair, and then Ricky just went throat first through it. Oh, that was nasty. And now the referee might have to stop this. Yeah, Ricky can't breathe. He's grabbing his throat. I'm having visions from like 1987 or 86, 87 where Ricky Steamboat got his larynx crushed by Macho Man Randy Savage. And he was out for months, which led to WrestleMania 3, probably the greatest WrestleMania match in history. Yeah, on the opening of the chair. Ooh, on the bottom of the chair, where those metal bars are. Throat first. And Ricky looks like he wants to finish this match. I don't know. I would have just stopped the match, gave Ethan the title, let Ricky get better, and then, get his belt back at whatever. But Ricky goes back in the ring, which is a stupid idea. Ego's Edge, 1, 2, and how did Ricky kick out of that? How the fuck did Ricky kick out of that? He's like spitting up mucus and the mushroom barley soup's coming out. Ugh. Urgh. Crazy as shit this match is. Alright, let's go back to Under Siege. Alright, so Mike Santana beats Casey Navarro in under 10 minutes. It was a good match. Then we run down the card. And then some random government officials and a mascot come out. They're there. And one of them is more popular than the others. Yeah, the mascot. I'm the Mountie! And I always get my man! No, none of the Mounties were there. Well, surprisingly. We get that. Alright, then we get a recap of Cody Deaner versus Eddie Edwards, and Cody Deaner has to win the match to stay in TNA. We get that. And then Eric Young gives him a pep talk in the back. So then we get to the match. And, bye-bye Cody Deaner, as Alicia Edwards hit Cody Deaner in his balls. Not that he had any to begin with. And Boston Tea Party, 1, 2, 3, Eddie Edwards gets the win. Bye-bye, so long, farewell to Cody Deaner. You can go fuck yourself. You weren't anything to write home about anyway. And then after the match, the System comes out and mocks Cody Deaner, saying no one cares about you, now you're out of a job. Then the Northern Armory come out. They don't like this anti-Canadian rhetoric. And guess what? 6-man tag team match. I'm like, oh, come on now. Alright, so the mascot is in the Armory's corner. So we had Kid Icarus, Fandango, Brian Myers, and Moose taking on EY, Williams, and Kid Icarus. And the match wasn't that bad. We're getting to the end, and Alicia grabs a candlestick, beats the crap out of the mascot, but then the councilmen take that away. And then Eric Young hits a power driver on the X Division champion Moose. 1, 2, 3. Hey, maybe we get Eric Young and Moose for the X Division title this week. I think it's this week we get that. I think Moose won that because it was taped. So we get that. Alright, 12-minute match, wasn't anything. It was pretty decent for what it was worth. We get that. Alright, Knockouts Tag Team match, and I mentioned this before. Ash and Heather by Elegance beat Spitfire, and Spitfire had to break up as Ash by Elegance hits Rarefied Air on who she hit it on? I think it was Jody Dredd, because Jody Dredd got hit with a trash can, and then Ash hits Rarefied Air. They get the win to retain the titles, and now Spitfire is done. It sucks. But, decent match. That's that. Alright, then we get a look at Xia Brookside snapping on Rosemary on the kickoff show. And that leads to Brooke says that this is what Rosemary wanted, and whatever happens next is on her. It's on her, bitch. Ooh, you're so scary. I think that's what leads to Monsters Ball this week. I think it's this week. If I read the spoilers right or wrong, who knows? But you will turn, pretty girl. I'll make it so. Where do we get that? All right, then we're gonna look at Mustafa Ali beating Ace Austin on Impact and re-injuring Ace Austin's already bad leg. Just to write him off, even though his contract is over. Alright, so we move on with that. Alright, then we get Order 4, which is Mustafa Ali and his cabinet, Tasha Steelz and company. And the Good Hands, I should say, Hotch and Skyler. They take on the Rascals, Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz, Indy Hartwell, and a mystery partner. And it's Raj Singh, used to be Champagne Singh, now he goes by his actual real name of Raj Singh, who used to be Mustafa Ali's former associate, so now he's in TNA, well, still in TNA, under his actual name. This is pretty good. I like how Indy and Tasha Steelz were basically playing chicken on all the guys' backs, and then I think Indy hit a Gilmore cutter, and then everybody just went down like bricks. That was great. Oh, come on! Ethan Page just won the North American title from Ricky Starks. Fuck. Bastard. You had to use a fucking open chair and break Ricky Starks' throat. Ugh. Alright, we get that. Barbaric that match was. Alright, Sarah Schreiber with Fatal Influence. JC Jane getting ready for her NXT women's title match against Stephanie Vaquer. Fallon Henley's there. My girl Jasmine Nix returns. Oh, she's looking great. Fallon and JC still arguing. I don't know if Jasmine's gonna get involved and stop the arguing. I don't even think Jasmine really gives two fucks. She's just there. It's like, oh, well. Yeah, Mike Santana video. Alright. I love this video package. He's from the Bronx, fucking New York Yankees. Blech. He's a good guy. I met the guy, too. He's very, very, very nice. And Ortiz, too, LAX. The Funky Monkey. The Funky Monkey. Angel Ortiz. Proud and Powerful of AEW. So Mike Santana's going to take on Tavion Heights next on NXT TV in Mike Santana's NXT debut match. That should be fun. So we got that. And Trick Willie later on. Alright, so next Saturday night, actually next Saturday we got Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank in LA. So we got that. Wait, moving on. Alright, so get to that 8-person tag team match, or whatever it was. Ali hits a baseball slide on Indy Hartwell, and then hits the favor on Raj Singh. Then he goes up top, hits the 450 to really put Raj Singh away in just under 10 minutes. Match wasn't anything to write home about. After the match, Mustafa Ali stays on Raj Singh, so the cabinet tries to stop him. And then Mustafa Ali shoves Tasha Steelz down. Uh-oh, there might be some tension in the cabinet. We'll have to see what happens with that. Alright, after that, Sentinel, you son of a gun. He gives his hot daughter, Ariana Grace, a pep talk. Because she has a match with Tessa Blanchard coming up. And, Ariana's all ready to fight, knowing she's gonna get her butt kicked. Yeah, maybe Stacks can, massage her, if you know what I mean. Give her that stromboli, not stromboli, so that's not even Italian. He give her a big sausage. You know what I mean? I'll get that. Wait, moving on. Alright, then Steve Maclin recovering from a skull fracture. Yeesh. He's gonna be ready to face Matt fucking Cardona. Woo, woo, woo. You blew it. Look at that. Alright, then we get my good buddy Jimmy Corderas. Used to be on Wrestling Inc. with Issa and, Jack Farmer and Glenn and, basically everybody. Good guy, former referee on SmackDown, and I don't know if he was ever on Raw, but good buddy Jimmy Corderas is in the audience, because he's from Toronto, or Ontario. He's in that area. So, good to see Jimmy. I mean, I haven't seen him much, since the NXT and all that, basically Wrestling Inc. is no more on YouTube. I mean, it's still around, Jack Farmer and my good buddy Flobo. Let's go Mets. They still do a show with AEW, Flobo does Draped in Gold, with Jack Farmer on, it's gonna be happening tomorrow night, so check it out. That's that. So, Issa used to be part of that with, Raj and, Matt Morgan and company. But, sadly, they moved on to other things. So, moving on with that. So, great to see Jimmy, the legend that he is. Alright, then we get to Tessa Blanchard and Ariana Grace with Santino Marella at ringside. But Robbie E comes out and says, Santino, you have to get out of here because you don't have a manager's license. And then commentary's not sure how Robbie has that authority. So, Ariana gave it her best shot. Tessa beat the fuck out of her. Hits the buzzsaw DDT. Then the Magnum, not the condom, the Magnum, puts Ariana Grace away in 8 minutes. Match was actually pretty decent for what it was. And then after the match, Santino comes out to check on his daughter. But then Robbie E tells him, get out of here, because the show has to go on. Really, dude? There we get that. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we go to the Knockouts title match. Masha Slamovich takes on Alicia Fox, Victoria Crawford. Actually, it was a kind of boring match, to be honest with you. Alicia is still rusty. She hasn't fought in so many years. She botched a fucking axe kick that she used to hit flawlessly. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Alicia Fox at Evolution. And they're talking about a big-time match between, speaking of big-time Bex, Becky Lynch, and the returning Bayley. Give me a hug. That might be for the Women's Intercontinental title if Becky wins it at Money in the Bank. We'll have to see what happens with that. There might be a Late Cool reunion with Michelle McCool and Layla L. Not Layla Milani, that's somebody else. So Evolution, Sunday night, July 13th, from the State Farm Arena in Hotlanta, GA. Great American Bash is going to be at Center Stage where they tape NWA. Alright, Josh Briggs and the returning Yoshiki Inamura, who came back last night at Battleground. He gets his little vest back, and he's, Briggs is all happy that he came back to save him from that beatdown by the Culling. And, it's like, oh my god, Mr. Briggs-san, I couldn't leave you. I had to go to Japan to get some sushi and bring it back over so we can have sushi after our matches. Pretty much. Sorry. So basically, they got their set sight once again on the NXT Tag Team titles, which they already lost to Fraxium for that. Alright, Mike Santana's here. Oh yeah. Let's see how the fans are loving this. Let me see his theme. Oh, he came out from the crowd. Love it. What's up, buddy? Yo, he came out and he gave me, I'm like, hey, what's up, dude? What's up, Mike? Yeah! Good, Mike. Kick ass, Mike. You got him, Mike. You got him, Mike. Kick his ass. Fuck him up. Do it for the Bronx. Even though I'm from Brooklyn, but kick his ass. He has been in Brooklyn before. He has fought, in an indie promotion around my neck of the woods, but long time ago. Ortiz actually was in that same promotion, but I haven't seen him in 2 years. for that promotion, but yeah, he's around. He'll come back. You know, they both live in New York, so you know, it'd be nice to see Mike Santana back in my neck of the woods. Whether it be in Brooklyn or Staten Island or Jersey. Not Jersey, not in my neck of the woods, but you know, it'd be nice to see him again. Next point is here, Tavion Heights. Alright, Mr. Regal's son, Charlie Dempsey. Miles, don't call him Ozzy Osbourne's here. My girl, Maddie Lankowski. This is going to be a good match. Mike Santana's NXT debut against, a guy that was in Japan for Pro Wrestling Noah. That's Tavion Heights. And this match is sponsored by Jack Daniels. You gotta love it. Well, there's no Jack in here. Yet. Maybe later tonight, we'll drink some Jack. in memory of Mr. Rick Derringer. We got that. Excuse me. Alright, so let's get back to the Knockouts title match between Masha Slamovich and Alicia Fox. This match was boring. Referee gets bumped. Ref bump. Why not? Alicia Fox hits a belt shot on Masha. Masha comes right back with a snowplow, made famous by Al Snow. I wonder where she learned that. Masha then avoids the axe kick and hits Requiem for a Dream. Well, that's the movie. Requiem and gets the win to retain her title in just under 7 minutes. There you go. I don't think anybody's beaten Masha at this point. I don't know who could beat Masha. Besides maybe Tessa Blanchard. But, I mean, we'll see. That might be at Slammiversary, that match, but, I mean, we'll see. Alright, moving on. After the match, Masha grabs the mic and says, Xia Li should be the next challenger. Okay. So, she comes out, but then Robbie E comes out and says, hey, you have to earn your shot this coming week on Impact. You just can't get out title shots? What's this, AEW? Basically. Alright, we got that. Alright, then we're going to look at Joe Hendry and Trick Willie's musical exchange on NXT last week. Then we're going to tribute to Sabu! Which was nice. Alright, then we go to, I think this was the main event of Under Siege. Let me get my notes all ready to go. Actually, no, it was not. Alright, so we go to the tag team title match. Nick and Ryan Nemeth defending against Matt Hardy and Leon Slater. And, this is the Hardy's rematch, but since Jeff can't go to Canada anymore, Leon Slater is filling in. This was actually a pretty damn good match. Leon and Matt almost won the belts, but a Swanton 450 gets a near fall. Ryan has to make the save for his brother, and then Ryan and Leon Slater fight to the fight on the floor. Nick hits Danger Zone to zigzag on Matt to retain the belts. So that's that 16-minute match. Pretty damn good. And, that's that. Alright, then Santino gives Ariana another pep talk, wants to face Robbie E for control of the company. Ariana suggests a mixed tag team match, and seemed like a good idea. Or so we thought. Alright, we get that. So we'll see what happens this Thursday on the program. Alright, then we recap the main event. Trick Willie has attacked Joe Hendry, setting up their title match on Sunday at Battleground. But tonight, Frankie Kazarian and Elijah are involved in this mixed tag team match. So it's Trick Willie and Frankie Kazarian taking on Joe Hendry and Elijah in the main event. Pretty good match. Get my notes here. Alright, so we're getting to the end, and Frankie Kazarian grabs the guitar, but walks right into Highwayman's Farewell by Elijah. Trick has to make the save. Trick also distraction, which means the referee doesn't see Elijah's small package. Hey, that sounds vulgar. On Frankie Kazarian, so we get a really delayed 2 count. Do something, referee! Do something! And then Trick hits the trick shot, but he hits Kazarian by accident. Oops. And then Joe Hendry grabs a standing ovation on Kazarian. 1, 2, 3. They get the win in under 19 and a half minutes. And that's pretty much it. Then after the match, Joe Hendry and Trick stare down, and that leads us into Battleground, where Trick won the title. And that's that. Alright, so that is it for my TNA Impact review, my Under Siege review, and Ring of Honor review. So 3 in 1 for that ace. So we get that. So Under Siege got 7 out of 10 stars. Like I said, Ring of Honor, 6 out of 10 stars. Impact for last Thursday, 6.5 out of 10 stars. So let me know what you guys think of everything I just talked about with Under Siege, Ring of Honor TV, and Impact TV. All down below in the comments section. And that's it. Alright guys, I'm going to go watch the rest of this great NXT show. I'll do the review tomorrow, late afternoon tomorrow, because I do got some errands to run after I go to work. I have to go to the doctor, and I have to go to therapy for my knee. We've got to start that. So I have to change every month or two. I have to change therapy in my knee, back to my back, to my shoulders, my neck. I'm fucked up. I'm old, goddammit. But I'll still kick your ass. I might be retired, but I'll still kick your ass. But I digress on that. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, if you're not down with that, I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. And that's it. Until next time. Peace, motherfuckers.